back, ladies and gentlemen, and to a brand new episode of What's New with ME, the show where we break down the chaos of the world, mix in a little satire, and hopefully remind you that empathy isn't canceled yet. Today's lineup, we've got an NFL quarterback who apparently thought QB stood for questionable behavior, a reggaeton superstar telling America it's time to download Duolingo, Morocco GenZ shaking up the parliament like it's TikTok live, and oh yes, the United States government proving once again it's the only workplace where doing absolutely nothing costs 800,000 people their paychecks. So buckle up, here we go. First up, former NFL quarterback and Fox Sports analyst Mark Sanchez. Over the weekend in Indianapolis, Sanchez found himself in a late-night altercation that ended up with him stabbed multiple times by a 69-year-old truck driver. Not exactly the comeback he was planning. So here's what went down. According to court documents and eyewitness accounts, Sanchez allegedly confronted the trucker in a hotel alley, tried to get into his vehicle, and even threw the man to the ground. In response, the trucker pulled out pepper spray, and when that didn't end the fight, he used a knife. Sanchez was hospitalized with stab wounds to his torso, initially in critical condition, but now stable. The truck driver also left with facial injuries. Prosecutors have charged Sanchez with 3 misdemeanors: battery with injury, unlawful entry of a motor vehicle, and public intoxications. His bond? Just $300, less than the price of a lower-level Raiders ticket. Now Sanchez says he has no memory of the incident, which, let's just be real, this might be just the most Mark Sanchez thing ever, right up there with the butt fumble. Fox Sports quickly benched him, swapping in Brady Quinn for his week's broadcast. Ouch. Stabbed in real life and replaced with Brady Quinn. That's a double blow, buddy. To be fair, this is early in a legal process. Surveillance footage and witness testimony could adjust the charges. But either way, his reputation as a broadcaster is hanging by a thread, or in this case, by a bandage. Meanwhile, over in pop culture land, Bad Bunny, the Puerto Rican megastar, has officially been named the 2026 Super Bowl halftime show headliner. Cue the outrage machine. Conservative commentators have lost their collective minds, questioning why a Spanish-speaking artist is headlining America's biggest event. Some even questions his citizenship, conveniently forgetting that Puerto Ricans are also U.S. citizens. I'm wondering, why was there no outrage when Jennifer Lopez and Shakira did headline the 2020 Super Bowl? Well, maybe bubbly Latina butts and sex appeal makes us forget that there were also singing in Spanish, and also brought out Bad Bunny and J Balvin as well, who, by the way, sang and rapped in Spanish throughout the whole show. They call that sexy Latina amnesia. Former DHS Secretary Kristi Noem took things further, suggesting ICE would have an increased presence at the Super Bowl because nothing says family-friendly football like random immigration raids during the halftime. But Bad Bunny didn't just sit quietly. On Saturday night, he hosted SNL and delivered a monologue both in English and in Spanish. His message: critics have 4 months to learn Spanish. That's pretty savage. He even aired a parody montage of Fox News clipped, edited to say things like, Bad Bunny is my favorite musician and he should be president. Honestly, based on the crazy world that we are in today, this is the kind of distraction we could use. His larger point, Latinos are not just characters in the U.S. story. They are part of the DNA. And whether people like it or not, Spanish is the second heartbeat of this country. Now, whether the halftime show will lean into that cultural statement or just be a twerk-filled light show remains to be seen. But make no mistake about it, this is no longer just about entertainment. It's about representation, politics, and who gets to define American culture. And Bad Bunny is not just playing music. He's playing chess. Now let's head to North Africa, where Morocco is facing a generational uprising. The movement is called GenZ 212. 212 being Morocco's country code, and it is led by young people demanding better healthcare, education, jobs, and accountability from their government. What lit this fuse? A series of tragic maternal deaths at Hassan II Hospital in Agadir. That was the tipping point for a youth already frustrated with unemployment, corruption, and seeing billions spent on stadiums while hospitals crumble. As of today, 409 protesters have been arrested, 3 killed, and dozens of security officers injured. Protests have spread from major cities to rural towns, making this a nationwide challenge. Some heads have already ruled, like regional hospital directors, but protesters want more. Cabinet resignations, government dismissal, and systemic change. They even wrote an open letter to King Mohammed VI demanding reform. Now, here's where it gets a little bit complex. Morocco's 2011 constitution gave parliament and the prime minister more power, but the king still retains significant levers. He can dissolve parliament in its entirety, appoint or dismiss the prime minister, and issue royal decrees. He is the guarantor of unity, and in crises like this, all eyes turn to him. The youth movement is decentralized, running on social media like Discord. Now that makes it powerful, but also fragile. Slogans at the protest says it all. We don't want the World Cup. Health first. Imagine being so frustrated that you turn down soccer in Morocco. That's like in America protesting at the Super Bowl yelling, cancel the nachos. The king is expected to address parliament soon. That speech could either calm the fire or pour more gas into it. And if GenZ 212 pressure keeps on rising, we might just see the rare possibility of parliament facing a censor motion or forced reshuffle. This is bigger than one protest. It's a clash between a young generation demanding dignity and an old system struggling to modernize, and the world is watching it happen. And finally, America, because what's more American than apple pie, pumpkin spice, and government shutdowns? As of today, October 6, 2025, we are in day 6 of federal government shutdown. Why? Because Congress cannot agree on funding. Again, the deadlock boils down to a few issues. Number one, Affordable Care Act subsidies. Democrats want guaranteed funding for health insurance tax credits. Number two, foreign aid and spending priorities. Republicans want to cut or rescind certain allocations. Number three, trust issues. The House passed a clean resolution, but Democrats blocked it on the Senate. Number four, executive overreach. Democrats are demanding safeguards so that future presidents can't just freeze funds that they don't like. In the meantime, over 803,000 federal workers are either furloughed or working without pay. Agencies like the CDC and the NIH are cutting back. The WIC program, which supports women and infants, would run out of funds in just a few weeks. The White House is now threatening mass layoffs if the stalemate continues, because apparently the way to fix gridlock is to make sure workers suffer until politicians get bored. Trump's administration has officially froze $26 to $28 billion aimed at Democratic-leaning states like funds for transit and green energy. That move is seen by critics as weaponizing the shutdown for political leverage. And of course, late-night comedy has already pounced it. SNL mocked the shutdown in this season opener because why not? If the government won't work, at least comedians will. Here's the kicker. This shutdown is already among the longer in U.S. history, and every day it drags on, it adds to the economic pain. Contractors aren't getting paid, loans aren't being processed, and families are feeling the squeeze. The irony, the only federal law that actually seems to work right now is the Government Employee Fair Treatment Act of 2019, which guarantees payback after the shutdown ends. Translation? Eventually, workers will get paid, but right now, they're stuck in limbo. So in other words, Congress has invented the world's most expensive and paid internship program. And that's the roundup for today. A quarterback with amnesia and a stab wounds, a reggaeton artist that is teaching us Spanish through halftime drama, Moroccan youth demanding dignity over stadiums, and America once again proving that functioning government is an optional feature. That's it with What's New with ME. Stay informed, stay human, and remember, being every headline is someone living that reality. I'll see you next time.
In a world of digital noise, your brand deserves a command center. Welcome to ME Studios, where your vision doesn't just get captured, it gets amplified. This isn't just another production space. This is your complete media powerhouse. Our multi-unit facility in New Jersey is engineered for brands that refuse to be overlooked. We transform your voice into professional podcasts streaming on Spotify, Amazon Music, and beyond. Your stories become headlines across 300-plus media outlets, including Fox, ABC. Behind every viral moment is strategy. Our content creation and SEO campaigns don't just chase trends, they create them. From concept to distribution, we build the digital presence others envy. Your brand, your voice, your time to dominate. Visit the mestudios.net and turn potential into impact.